and welcome to another episode of the Property Tour series with Global Salon Property and Investment Company Limited. My name is Khadija Tubari, the media officer for Global Salon Property and Investment Company Limited. We understand that most of we viewers and clients not get the time and energy for can view the features of a particular property where we don't list or it is up for sale on our website. So for ease the burden for una, we decide for come up with this project where we title Property Tour series. Inside this series, we dey ensure say we give una all the necessary details and information where una need for know about a particular property where we don't list or it is up for sale on our website. All you need for do now for check out the YouTube channel and get the information there, so without any cost. Inside today's series, we want to tour with una a particular property where located na Regent Bathurst. This property as I say located in Bathurst region. Inside this community, the price range for a plot of land that costs $12,000 to $15,000 depending on the topography of the development. In terms of rent, the cost for a 2-bedroom to 3-bedroom apartment will cost $1,500 to $5,000 per year, depending on the finishes and facilities. The community lifestyle is mostly middle and high income neighborhood. Due to this, the environment is so serene and very much peaceful. This property is a newly built house which consists of over 4 bedrooms, living room, dining, kitchen, garage, and a spacious compound with electricity supply and water supply. This property well secured with an electric fence and a remote control gate with also CCTV camera which surround this property. So viewers, at the front this property, Hello and welcome to the Focus on Real Estate live talk show where we provide valuable knowledge and information on laws, regulations and procedures on buying, selling, renting and leasing all types of properties. This show hosts different guests who are experts to share their knowledge and experiences on issues relating to the real estate industry. We also look at what the government and other institutions are doing to help solve many problems relating to the real estate industry. Problems like country planning, environmental protection, and many more. In today's 8th episode, we are going to be looking at the most visited locations by tourists in Sierra Leone. What is the motivation and how can we improve access to these places in terms of infrastructure in these locations? Sierra Leone is a beautiful country known for its white sand beaches, lush rainforests, and unique foundation. Tourism in Sierra Leone is an important growing national service industry. Beaches and other natural habitats are the biggest part of the country's tourism industry. In order to guide our viewers and customers on the locations that are greatly visited by tourists and for us to look at the plans and improvements made by the government, we have with us a renowned guest that will be taking us through this particular topic for today. Her name is Ambassador Genevieve Chinyere. She is the founder and CEO of Dream West Africa. Madam Chinyere is a peace ambassador. She is an explorer that loves to explore. She loves to explore nature and touristic sites. She is very diplomatic and very passionate about everything that she does. With her touristic experience, she will take us through this discussion for today. Hello and welcome to the show, ma.
Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here, Khadija.
Okay, thank you. So as I mentioned earlier, our topic for today is centered around the most visited locations by tourists in Sierra Leone. So looking at it in the aspect of attraction appeal, what specific features or attractions in Sierra Leone draw the highest number of tourists?
I think you said it in the beginning, which I think, in a nutshell, our beaches. We have some of the best beaches in Africa, in my perspective. You can find all types of various sands. I often see that when I'm going from beach to beach. So if you go from Lumley to your Laka Beach to number two, you're going to see the different types of sands that you come into, and that's just in one area. We have various islands as well when you talk about Turtle Island, Banana Island, and so forth. Even in some of the areas when you're going up country, you have a lot of areas there also that have beaches that have been identified that people often visit. But one of the main things which we've highlighted is infrastructure and connectivity, being able to access those areas easily. So when it comes down to it, I would say our beaches is number one, because also we have people that come in to do surfing and so forth. And then another thing that I would highlight would be the fact that we can make use of our different terrains. So meaning hiking, we have waterfalls, and we have a lot of areas that people go for hiking as well. And what else can I say? Also, we have a lot of historical landmarks as well. Places like Charlotte Village, places like Bunce Island. So a lot of people, Sierra Leone in itself embodies a lot of history. We have a lot of firsts. So we have, I think, the first post office. And then also for Bay College and so forth. So everywhere you look around in Sierra Leone, in Freetown, you can find a lot of historical value, and a lot of culture. And I think those are some of the things that enable people to gravitate towards this area.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma, and I apologize for this technical issue. Sorry about that. So,
No worries.
moving forward, okay, thank you so much for your understanding. It's crazy, really. So basically, looking at it from the aspect of cultural significance, natural beauty, and historical importance, what aspects of these locations make them appealing to tourists?
When you look at places like Bunce Island, like I mentioned previously, the slave trade is something that's really big in West Africa, and a lot of people tend to want to find out more about these historical facts. So that's what I think entices people to go in and see. And then when you look at back in the day, we also have places like the Railway Museum and stuff, which it harbors a lot of information and content about the country and its beginning from colonial times and so forth. So I think these are the things that really attract people to these kind of areas. And then with our beaches and things like that, it's more about the surfing and things like this.
Okay, thank you very much. I love the way this entire thing is going. It's straightforward and to the point, and I believe our viewers out there are having a great time, listening to us. So yes, Madam Chinyere, in the aspect of roads or let's say accommodation, you understand these are some of the challenges one way or the other we might have as a nation. So looking at it from that aspect, what are some of the primary obstacles or shortcomings in terms of infrastructure?
Well, I'm happy that you mentioned this. When you go to some areas, obviously we have our islands, Turtle Island, Banana Island. I found that Banana Island was able to develop some kind of area where people can always go over there and spend the night. But when you look at places like, for example, Gola Forest, you have RSPB there. You have a lot of people that come out to these national parks in other areas as well. And there's no accommodation available for them. And then also road accessibility is very scarce or limited, especially depending on the time of year that you're going to these places. Whereas, rains might make the journey not as pleasant, for example. And then also, we have the normal things like now you're experiencing a blackout on your end. These are the normal things you can also expect to experience when going into some of the more rural areas. So I think being able to give quality accommodation can help to make things more appealing. There are some areas as well that are a bit on the outskirts that that have made some kind of provision, but I'm hoping that we can see this happen more and more. So when you go to the beaches that are far away, for example, your Toke beaches, Mama Beach, what was the one? John Bay, and a couple of other ones as well. They have made facilities so when people drive that far, then they can actually enjoy spending the night, having a meal, having clean food, food that's when I say clean food, I'm not saying it's just that maybe some people, when they're coming to the country as new, their stomach might not be able to tolerate all types of food, and at least in those areas, they are catering more towards expatriates that are new to the country and that haven't experienced certain travel challenges in the past, kind of thing. So I think I think this covers it, right? This should cover it more or less. I think light, road accessibility, and accommodation are some of the things that we face. So, like now, if I was going to Gola Forest, where would I stay? The nearest guest house would be Kenema, right?
Sure.
Or both,
Yeah.
depending.
Yeah.
So, and what kind of quality of guest houses do we have available for those people? And how far of a journey will that take me? So, if I was going to Gola Forest, maybe after getting to Kenema or Bo, it's going to take me another 4 hours to go and do sightseeing and then drive back another, what, 3, 4 hours or something on a bumpy road. When I get to Gola Forest, I know they also have a conservation there where they have some guest house facilities available, but how good are and how are they being maintained, and what is the upkeep, and what are the conditions? Do they fall in line with the kind of accommodation that one would be looking for? So I think it's for us to kind of structure ways that make sense for people to come. Like now, with going back to the example of Banana Island, they have used a structure of camping, which works. They do glamping or camping where they've established tents and stuff. I think some of these things could be incorporated as well. And then when going to some of these islands and so forth, we could maybe, because the transfer is normally as these small canoe boats, maybe there could be a transfer time that is established with a larger boat. I mean, I've been in these boats before where we're actually taking out the water that's coming into the boat and pouring
Wow.
it out over the side. And of course, for us, we're Africans, so we're used to it, and I think it's all part of the journey, and it's fun. But it comes a point in time where maybe we should have a good transfer that happens every so often, like I've seen in Abidjan. In Abidjan, they have something where you can go to one of their islands, but there's a boat running on a timer, and the same thing applies to Senegal. So it'd be nice to have some of those things implemented on this area.
Okay, thank you very much. I believe these challenges and some of the recommendations that you've highlighted will help those that are listening out there to, do what they need to do. So, and you stated something earlier about quality guest house. We have people who wish to invest in the country, but maybe they have little or no idea or knowledge about the areas in which they should invest. So, if let's say a developer is looking at us now, what will be your advice to people who
Um,
want to invest?
I think that the hospitality industry and tourism industry is also a good area for them to invest in. Obviously, in
Okay.
naturally any country, we're in a virgin country, and any of these developing countries, it's better to get in there in the beginning and be part of the process and reap the rewards later on. I use examples like Morocco. Morocco was not
Okay.
as developed 20 years ago, 15 years ago, and people that decided to take that leap and invest in the tourism industry and so forth, and hospitality, guest houses, you name it, are now reaping the rewards now, because people come and they visit their beaches and they visit the different terrains, and they've kind of adapted things in Marrakesh, in Titouan, in Agadir that fits the terrain for the visitors that they're expecting. So yeah, I would highly recommend that we invest in hospitality industry out here.
Yeah, you are right. I believe if I was in a position to also make these kinds of investments, I would go for places that I'll go look at places like, for example, this Gola Forest that you just mentioned. I can go there,
Absolutely.
purchase a place, and then just create a lot of beautiful guest house and see how best I can, derive income from that particular project. So
There
basically,
are,
yeah, I
yeah, go
Yes,
ahead.
so basically, I'm meant to understand that aside from being in Freetown or Sierra Leone generally, you also have people that you've worked with, and maybe you've had friends or family members or relatives that you've worked with in this your tour, you tour in specific spaces or places or locations. So basically, how do tourists typically perceive accessibility and infrastructure at these popular locations?
Um, so I'm trying to just go over one, I get the question. Two, I don't really do tourism per se. Um, but I do, I'm a traveler, and my work does take me to different places and different locations throughout the country. And I will say that a lot of people, colleagues and people that I take, a lot of people want to go on those trips with me to experience things from to go away from a contextual perspective and have more of a hands-on point of view, which I'm always able to relay my adventures to various expatriates that come into the country. And it's always a pleasure to be able to show them and explore with them, and show them what the country has to offer. I think my normal response for everyone is that we have a beautiful country, and that goes without saying. This is a very picturesque country. You can look around you every day you wake up, and it's different from the countries that are neighboring us, where here you can get the beaches, you can get the mountains, you can get everything in one country. And I think, and you can get various weathers, various temperatures in this country. And I think that's also something that people don't realize as well. And I think that's what makes the country as well really good for agriculture and things of that nature. So in general, people normally love being in Sierra Leone. I think that's why we have a lot of people that come to Sierra Leone from their respective countries, and then they don't go back, and they then turn this into their home.
Yeah, you're right. And especially in the aspect of, accommodating, strangers. Sierra Leoneans are known for that. Like, we do know how
Yeah,
to accommodate them,
yeah.
to just be around them and make them feel safe. So that's one amazing aspect for us as Sierra Leoneans. So basically, Ma, um how does the current state of infrastructure in these locations affect the local communities, and what improvements could possibly impact them?
Oh, well, I mean, we've gone back to the fact, I think we've reiterated the fact that we need to have a way to access things logistics wise. And that comes with developing the roads, that comes with developing the grid, so we have electricity, running water, and so forth. And developing, maybe whether it's guest house accommodation, you name it, this is going to create employment. And if we have programs or uh, how to say, um, tours that are developed that implement having the locals go through. So like I remember going in Kenya a few months ago, and I had the pleasure of going on a tour. And at that tour, it was a natural location, and it was all to do with their forest there and some ruins and stuff. But what they had done is all the people that were there were the local people from that area, and they were the ones that were hired. They were the ones that told the history and gave us some background. So like when you go to Bunce Island, obviously the people that will tell you about the history of Bunce Island are probably people that are located there or from that island. So just being able to develop these packages and enhance the tourism sector will naturally be able to create employment for those people that are habiting in those respected locations.
Okay, so employment, and I believe this is one key thing that helps a lot with regards communities that are, surrounded around places where tourists visit. So because mostly, like you stated earlier, if someone wants to make a particular investment, and they will, before they think about bringing in other people from afar, they will just consider those that are within the community. So what this particular aspect is very much important, and I believe it's a yes. So let's talk about you basically, because you are a tourist one way or the other, because you love to explore. What are the specific aspects or what are the things you really appreciate when you do this tour?
Most of the time when I'm touring, it's all work related for the most part, but I do try and enjoy the ambience around me. I think one thing that I'm happy about is the fact that I'm able to work in a country as beautiful as Sierra Leone and enjoy the scenery on a daily basis. I mean, how many countries can you say can go to work and even hold meetings at the beach? We have a strip, Lumley Beach, where we have so many hotels and so many meetings are held in this area, so many conferences. When you look at Bintamani, you look at Radisson, you look at new developing hotels such as the new one, the Lead, that's near to Lagunda, and places like this. When you look at the ambiance in all these places, I think this is one of the things that I enjoy. And what else? For me, I just take life as on a day to day. So I'm not really, I know we're here, but I'm not really taking it anywhere. I think if I had my choice to live somewhere else, I would still want to live here just because I get the benefits of enjoying the weather here and enjoying the scenery and the surroundings. So every day can be an adventure when you're in Sierra Leone if you want it to be, because just down the road you can go to how many beaches, just down the road you can have a meeting in how many picturesque locations. So yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So basically, aside from the fact that we have people who may want to invest in these areas that you stated earlier, what do you think, what role do you think the government can play to see how best they can attract more tourists out there?
I think this should be more reflected to the Ministry of Tourism, right?
Yeah,
I
sure.
think we have, enhancing what we know, the products we have, how do we develop them properly, how do we support those initiatives. I think it comes down to packaging. One of the things that we need to do is to be able to identify projects and not just say them verbally, but rather package them properly so that someone from out can actually, what if I've never been to Sierra Leone and I want to understand what the project is? I can't say, oh, you should come and develop a guest house. Why? We have to give them the why. We have to explain to them what the business, what the project or whatever we're trying to do. But if we cannot have people that can put together these projects, if we're too lazy to identify projects and then put them together, not just verbally but on soft copy on paper, then how do we expect to attract investors? We need to have these pitch decks put together. We need to have people that can take the mantle, take the initiative, maybe identify, maybe collaborating once again with your Ministry of Tourism, and that maybe there's a division there. I'm not sure of how the infrastructure is there or how it works, but I'm sure that they do have certain projects that are in the works or that they've identified. Like I know that they even identified new smaller towns and stuff that they were developing and stuff like that. I don't know how far that went. But I think we need more of this. We need more people putting together the projects, quantifying the projects, because it's one thing to have a business plan. It's one thing to identify a project. You need to have it holistically looked at. And then also we need to look at ways where, because obviously there's not that much money in country to do this, so we're looking for funding from out. We also need to look at the organizations that need to come together to invest. So like now, right now, carbon footprints and anything that's to do with being eco-friendly is a sexy trending topic. Let's take advantage of the fact that we have the Gola Forest and we have other national parks and so forth, and let's go ahead and see how we can have that correlated to the funding that's available for these kind of environmentally friendly projects. So there is money for solar. Solar should be a way that we look at how we generate our energy for those areas that are isolated, that can't get electricity from the grid because the grid is still being developed. I can't go too far into it because I'm not an expertise, but it doesn't take rocket science to see where the gaps are.
Okay, so basically we have it is evident that we have beautiful beaches in Sierra Leone and mountains and stuff like that. So basically, how can we uphold some of these natural habitats that we have as a nation, and how can we improve on them?
Um, that is an absolutely fantastic question, and it's something that really touches my heart. Why? Because if you remember Lumley Beach, I remember when I was a child and I'd go to Lumley Beach, and it would take me a long time to get to the ocean. Now I can get to the ocean in less than what 2-3 minutes. I'm there. Why? Because our beaches are receding, and why our beaches are receding is because we're not taking care of them. And if we could look at other modules like what they did in maybe Jamaica and Montego Bay, how they maintain and upkeep their beaches and other locations like this that are in tropical areas, maybe in your South Americas, West Indies, even in places like Thailand and your Asia and stuff like this, Malaysia, and you name it. If we implement things like this, cleaning the beach, just simple things like an upkeep for just where's the plan to clean the beach. There's so much garbage, especially Lumley has become like a garbage dump, a dumping site, and it's so sad because it's such a beautiful location. So if we can clean the beach, that would be one. And two, if we could stop stealing the sand, that could be another one. Because you find that a lot of people come, they send these tippers and they grab the sand and they use it for building, but at what cost? And then a third one would be when it comes to our fishing practices, can we implement fishing practices that make sense? Because we're affecting the plate shifts underneath. I don't know how to use the right technical terminology for this, but when you're, and I know when you drop certain things underwater to try and fish, for fish and it's too close to the shore, it also causes a lot of problem. If you notice in the last few years especially, we have an abundance of seaweed that comes at a certain point in time, and I know for a fact
Yeah.
that there was a time when it wasn't like that. And the reason is because the fishing practices that are being implemented are not exactly kosher. So we should also look at that and look at how we put certain laws in place for those companies that are doing fishing and have licenses to do so, or are doing it without a license, so that we
Yeah.
can take care of our environment, because the ecosystem is so important.
Exactly, you're right. So I believe if the government officials, or let's say the Ministry of Tourism, is maybe they have a representative that is looking at us currently, I believe these things that you've outlined will help them greatly, especially in the aspect of cleaning the beaches. Because, like you stated earlier, there is no much regulation in that aspect. Like people just go there and do what they want to do and they get out of there. So I believe if there are certain laws or regulations to regulate how people use these natural habitats that we have as a nation, it will help us to attract more and more and more tourists. So finally, Ma, what will be your advice to someone who intends to come to Sierra Leone to explore, to view or tour? What will be your final advice to them?
Come, come. That's my advice. Come, you're gonna love it. You'll enjoy it. It's a beautiful country with peaceful people, and you won't regret it. I think there's something here for everyone. So if you're surfing, there's something here for you. If you're a hiker, there's something here for you. If you're someone that's into culture and history, there's something here for you. So I like to say there's something here for everyone. Come, be a part of us. Come, help us develop, help us grow. Together we can grow. We can't do it alone.
Sure,
So
exactly. Yeah. To add to what Madam Chinyere is just saying, we want you guys to come because aside from the fact that a lot of people only know Sierra Leone for just the, let's say, the slave trade or maybe the war, you understand? A lot of people have that mentality that no, Sierra Leone is a country that has gone through this and this. There is a more, or let's say there are more stories about Sierra Leone to just that the aspect of the war and other stuffs or negative stuff. So we want you guys to come. Don't be afraid. We promise to accommodate you all and to guide you all to enjoy your stay. Thank you very much, Madam Cheney, for
okay,
taking your time
quick one,
to
a quick
share. Okay, okay, sure,
thank
sure,
you for the show. Because you had me on the show today, and because the topic is tourism, I have a
sure.
giveaway for your viewers.
Okay.
So
Wow. Okay.
we will I want to shout out IPC. I want to shout out Shireen. Shireen, I love you. You're amazing. They do these
Oh,
amazing tours. And
okay,
we have one coming up on the 14th of January. And it's going to
okay,
be a seaside cruising. And tickets are $150 per person. I'll be giving 2 tickets away. So whoever
wow,
wants to attend, your viewers, whoever you want to get, I don't know how you're going to give out the winning person, but let's pick out someone randomly that gets 2 tickets
okay.
to join this on the 14th of January. And they will get to experience Sierra Leone via IPC. Please look into their tours. They also explore Sierra Leone and other groups as well that are doing different tours that show us the beauty of Sierra Leone. I think VSL also is another one. So yeah, here it is. And that's a giveaway from us to you.
Thank you so much. We really, really do appreciate this, and we promise to revert to you with regards that we will certainly check out our viewers and then pick someone, or let's see, I think 2, right? 2 tickets. So
Yeah. Well,
we're gonna get
if one,
back to you. Sorry, I
we
didn't
have 2.
get you. Okay, 2 tickets. Sure, I will revert to you personally. Thank you
No
so
problem.
much for taking your time
Thanks
to
for
do this
having
with us. We really do appreciate you, and we hope to have you in our subsequent editions. Thank
me.
you.
No problem. Thank you anytime. Take care.
You're welcome. Yeah, you too. So this is how we have successfully come to the end of today's episode. If you guys have comments, questions, or recommendations, kindly share them with us. We promise to go through them or address them in our subsequent edition. I have been your wonderful host, Khadija Tubari, and please don't forget to check out our YouTube channel and make sure you subscribe and also follow us on all our social media handling at just Global Salon Property and Investment Company Limited. Thank you all so much.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Property Tour series with Global Salon Property and Investment Company Limited. Me name na Khadija Tubari, the media officer for Global Salon Property and Investment Company Limited. We understand say most of we viewers and clients no get the time and energy for can view the features of a particular property where we don't list or it up for sale na we website. So for ease the burden for una, we decide for come up with this project where we title Property Tour series. Inside this series, we dey ensure say we give una all the necessary details and information where una need for know about a particular property where we don't list or it up for sale na we website. All you need for do na for check out the YouTube channel and get the information there so without any cost. Inside today's series, we want to tour with una a particular property where located na Regent Bathurst. This property as I say located in Bathurst region. Inside this community, the price range for a plot of land that costs $12,000 to $15,000 depending on the topography or the development. In terms of rent, the cost for a 2-bedroom to 3-bedroom apartment will cost $1,500 to $5,000 per year, depending on the finishes and facilities. The community lifestyle is mostly middle and high income neighborhood. Due to this, the environment is so serene and very much peaceful. This property is a newly built house which consists of over 4 bedrooms, living room, dining, kitchen, garage and a spacious compound with electricity supply and water supply. This property well secured with an electric fence and a remote control gate with also CCTV camera which surround this property. So viewers, at the front this property, una can make we go inside and view them features there so. So viewers, we don't enter na the property. So this particular property gets a very spacious place where you dey use as a garage. And this garage they park up to 2 cars. Amazing, right? And immediately when you see the garage, you dey notice say there is a security post. Yeah, you can able hire somebody way for secure your space and ensure say people know they go in and out as them please. It really much comfortable and convenient. Welcome. So viewers, this is the beautiful living room. This living room full of beautiful aesthetic. You see the lighting, you get a very huge chandelier, we get a very huge window, we get a very beautiful window curtain. And one amazing thing about these window curtains is that you can use this remote within a hand for open and close them, just like this, you know, for open them, and also just like this for close them. Easy, right? And also, aside from this remote, you can also use Alexa for ensure say it open and close for you them windows there. So, and Alexa also gets a very key role where they play in this living room. For example, if you want on and off the lighting system in this living room, you can easily ask Alexa for do them for you. A very much comfortable, convenient, and at ease. So if you don't want to use Alexa for do your job for you, you can easily use the dashboard for ensure say you control all the lighting system in this living room, and not just the living room but for the entire house. So now all you need for do now for just come here and click this. For example, if not the entrance light you want for making day on, you can just click and the entrance light they come on. If not the living room wall lights, you can just press them, and if not the living room spotlight, the living room chandelier. This is so much aesthetic and so breathtaking, right? It's very much easier and comfortable and convenient. You don't need for stress yourself. So viewers, another amazing feature where they inside this particular property, now the fact that you're able to use this door phone for communicate to anybody where they outside. For example, if somebody can visit you, you can easily communicate with the person through this door phone. Like this. Hello? Yes? Come in. Easy, right? So viewers, this is not the kitchen, and this kitchen very much, you know, amazing. Looking at the lighting system, this is so breathtaking. This kitchen get amazing features and where we know say una go need. For example, here is a refrigerator, a brand new refrigerator. It's very huge and it takes a lot of stuff them. And also immediately after this we get the microwave. It's very much convenient and now a brand new microwave. Yes, we also get a brand new oven where they ensure so you do all your bakings them at ease. We also get a cooking stove. This area very much convenient and very much comfortable. We also get this smoke decoder, like it ensures say the smoke not take over the one old kitchen or even the living room. You understand? So it's very much convenient. So this particular spot you're able to cook. One amazing thing about it, the fact that it get this fireproof. Like for example, if you cook now, no matter how much fire come out of this particular spot here, you know they ever able to affect this area, because this particular space they forgot the fire and control them. So amazingly, in this kitchen we also get water supply 24/7. All you need for do now for just click this can front and you do something like this. So yeah, you can wash your dishes them, and also you fruits them, you vegetables and whatever thing you want to wash. It very much clean and you can able to access them. And this also another cupboard where you able use for pack stuffs then day. We also get a laundry machine now, so ensuring say you be able to do your laundry them. So in this case, let's say you want cook and also you want to do your laundry. All you need for do now for just pack your stuff then at the laundry machine. Whilst this washing they go on here, so you can easily able access your cooking and you know easy. Okay, so after you cooking, you know, instead of you for go upstairs or even go to the living room for, you know, reach out to your family members and tell them say food is ready, all you need for do now for just use this telephone, you know, dial the number there and you know, so you can able to talk through this particular phone and tell them say dinner or lunch is ready, and they will be at the living room. So I believe say this is very much convenient and comfortable and very much easier for you, right? If you want to get fresh air where you did at this kitchen, you know, natural ventilation, all you need for do for can check out this balcony area. Very much comfortable and convenient. So you can then also, you know, get this natural view, and later you can go in and check your cooking. This is where the family connects after an hectic day. This is not the dining area, and very spacious and sophisticated. This na the stairs where they lead way to the 3 bedrooms them where they upstairs, including the master bedroom. Master bedroom very striking with cathedral ceiling, and open and airy windows where they enhance proper ventilation. The master bathroom consists of a cozy bathtub with the enhanced long relaxing bath, convenient toilet seats, showers, wash hand basin, water heater and a bathroom mirror glass. The guest room entails of a soaring ceiling, light and airy space, and the bathroom consists of a chic showers, comfortable toilet seats, convenient wash hand basin. This is an open concept that you can use as a play area for the kids, an office to work from home, cinema, or a library. This property makes provision for visitors' bathroom, which consists of a comfortable toilet seat, a bidet shower, wash hand basin, and a mirror glass. You self don't see how comfortable and convenient this particular property is. It gets very much recent aesthetic them, and not forget say this now a smart home. So if you're interested in this property, kindly visit we office na 49 Sakila Road, or better still you can contact the numbers the way they show on your screen, or you can check out our website at www.globalsalon.com. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel for all the information the way you need when it comes to property tour.